wretched sonnet indeed.
Lord Byron, he's not.
I do not believe so. Good day, Pen. Pen.
Colin! I did not know you would be here.
Sorry to disappoint. Have you seen Miss Thompson?
She is ill. My mama had to stay home with her. Papa had to chaperone. I'm quite enjoying the fact that he is here. Mama would never allow me to wear a dress like this. Not yellow enough, I think.
Mr. Bridgerton, I believe you owe me a dance this evening, and I have only one more space remaining on my card at present.
How convenient.
Penelope, I did not see you there.
I'm afraid I cannot offer you that dance, Miss Cowper. I am to escort Miss Featherington to the floor. Our host looks a bit fussy. Do you think if he goes to bed, we all have to leave? I was lucky the lady produced an heir before the old earl croaked, no?
Lucky indeed. But do you not think the boy bears a passing resemblance to Lady Trowbridge's footman?
Penelope. What a barb. I have been trying to get in front of Miss Thompson all night. Surely she cannot be interested in Lord Rutledge, can she?
I think the only thing Miss Thompson is interested in is a swift rescue indeed.
I believe you're right.
Colin, I did not meet...
Oh, Mr. Bridgerton, these are beautiful.
I applaud you, Miss Thompson. I bring you flowers on each of my visits, and yet you react with admirable surprise every time. I shall need to bring you something unexpected. A bushel of tomatoes, perhaps.
Marina hates tomatoes.
That is untrue. I love tomatoes.
Colin, you know where I've heard you can get excellent tomatoes? Greece. Perhaps you could bring back a tomato plant for Miss Thompson as a souvenir when you return from your travels this year.
I am uncertain of my travels at the moment, Pen.
But you were so keen to travel.
It is true. But were I to go, there may be things in London I should miss even more than seeing the world.
Some tea, Mr. Bridgerton?
That would be lovely.
Mama, do you think this is wise?
Whatever do you mean?
Colin is young. Years from seriously thinking about marriage, and I would hate to think Marina is simply wasting her time she simply does not have, of course. That is all.
Pray, may I have everyone's attention? I would like to make a small but rather important announcement. I have happy news to impart. I have asked Miss Marina Thompson to be my wife, and she has accepted.
Colin, might I have a word?
Pen, of course.
It is a rather delicate matter. I wish I did not have cause to raise it, but I believe you deserve to know.
Is there something on my face? Has it been there all evening? It has, hasn't it? Sorry, go on.
I have wanted to talk to you since the engagement was announced, but we've always been in company.
So this is something about Marina?
Her heart belongs to another.
What?
His name is Sir George Crane. He's a first son, a soldier. They grew up in neighbouring properties in the country. I'm sorry, Colin, but I have seen their love letters. I felt you should know before it was too late.
You really are very good, you know that. Do you think that I would care if she had fond feelings for another before we met? It would be rather rich of me, considering I've flirted with half the girls in London at one point or another.
No, you must understand this was no mere flirtation. Marina loves this man. She loves him still.
And yet she's marrying me. Trust me, Pen. Do not fret. I know my mind and Marina's. We understand each other.
Have we moved the party to the corridor?
You know, it is peculiar. But the further I get from that pianoforte, the more like a party it feels.
Pen, your mother's asking for you.
Enjoying your evening?
What?
Are you enjoying your evening?
Oh, yeah, yes, I just came from the dance floor.
I did not see you.
I was in the back of the dance floor. It was quite crowded, so... Colin.
I owe you an apology. I did not see it at first, but I know you were only trying to prevent me from heartache with Miss Thompson, and I was a fool.
You are not a fool. You merely believed yourself in love. One should never apologize for that. One finds oneself in such an incredible position, and, well, one should declare it. Assuredly, fervently, loudly. Colin, I wish to tell you something.
I have something I wish to tell you as well, Pen. I'm leaving. First thing tomorrow morning, I begin my tour. I'm to start in the Mediterranean. It was actually you who inspired me. You kept reminding me how much I longed for travel. Oh, what was it you wished to say?
I don't remember.
Should we dance?
No, I'm all danced out for the night. Colin, good luck on your tour.
As many now leave the city behind for greener pastures, some endings seem more permanent than others.
I believe we must get you to the doctor post-haste. This strange, fuzzy growth on your chin is no doubt some kind of disease.
And you seem to have taken to the sun too. How peculiar.
I think he looks distinguished.
I'm now 2 inches taller than Gregory.
You are not.
Pen,
Oh, Colin!
we did not get a chance to speak this morning.
We did. I said Colin, but then again, there was nothing of note. I had wanted to hear more about your travels.
I thought you would have been bored of my travels by now. You read and replied to more of my letters than anyone else.
I suppose I did, though there was always so much more to say than one can put onto the page.
Pen, how have you been?
Well, I have been well, and you? Do not answer that. I know who you've been. Exploring the slopes of Mount Olympus, falconry with the Turks.
It's quite exhilarating.
Also, lonely, perhaps.
Well, I was never on my own, of course.
I see. You met someone.
Pen, I finally found you.
You always do. Pardon me. So, what will it be for you tonight? A song? A jig? Some hidden hoop-rolling talent you've yet to share with the world?
I'm afraid I'm just a spectator.
So much interest shown in a young lady whom none of us really know.
Not a devotee of mystery, Pen.
Me? No. I'm always turning to the final chapter first. Speaking of mysteries, you must tell me the name of the young lady you seem to have met while out of the country.
Oh, what can you mean?
You mentioned at the races you were never lonely. I only assumed... Never mind. Look, there truly is someone hoop-rolling tonight.
You are right. I was not exactly lonely on my travels. I did begin a real conversation with someone I had known for a very long time, and yet, after everything that happened with Miss Thompson, I realized I never truly knew this person at all. Myself.
Yourself.
I have you to thank. Your letters were so encouraging. I thought, if Penelope can see me this way, then surely I can too. I was just so distracted by Miss Thompson. So, I cleared my head, swore off women and love, and, well, I only wanted to fully understand myself before stepping back into this world.
You've sworn off women, then?
Not for the time being.
I am a woman.
You are Pen. You do not count. You're my friend.
Of course. Your friend. How good to hear that.
Your sister seems happy.
That is one way of putting it.
The new Lord Featherington seems an interesting fellow. A man of commerce, is he not?
Yes. He has ruby mines in America. They are flourishing, I hear.
Well, perhaps I should introduce myself. After all, everyone else is finding some purpose to their lives. Anthony is to be married. Benedict has his artistic pursuits, and, well, here I am, feeding the ducks.
Why, I'm sure the ducks are most grateful. And you have a good deal of time and plentiful opportunities to make your mark.
As Eloise would no doubt remind me.
Where is your sister? Not seen her out today.
She mentioned something about flower arranging with you today, in fact.
Indeed, I am meeting her later. Are you joining the men on the hunt?
I'm not. I have decided to pay your cousin a visit, in fact.
Marina?
Miss Thompson? I rather think I'm not the only one getting into dangerous waters.
Eloise, Penelope.
If you would simply open your eyes to what is in front of you, then you might see there are those in your life you already make happy.
And who would that be?
You have your family. You have Penelope.
Penelope?
You have many people who care for you. Seek them out, because your future will certainly not be found in the past with me.
Colin! We, missed you at the ball last night.
Yes, I fear I was not feeling up to it.
After seeing Marina. How is she, Colin?
She is content.
Good. I'm glad. Perhaps seeing her was what you needed. To leave the past behind. To no longer feel the need to forswear women.
Lady Crane said she was content. But I cannot help but feel like, well, we were all so hard on her, myself included. Perhaps if Lady Whistledown had not rushed to print her gossip, things may have turned out differently for her. For all of us, in fact. But I suppose there is no use dwelling on the past. I am indeed thinking of the future. Pardon me.
Daphne's wedding was not nearly as extraordinary. She married a duke.
Perhaps the Queen requires our attention in new ways. The weight of the crown is quite heavy. Perhaps she seeks to prove herself still significant and equal to the task.
Is that not the plight of all mankind?
I believe it is.
Oh, do not indulge him. He's been insufferable ever since returning from Greece. Was it your visit with Lady Crane?
The cause does not matter nearly as much as the truth. One must make a name for oneself if this life is to mean anything at all.
A noble pursuit.
Thank you, Pen. It is surprising that you and Eloise remain so familiar when you cannot be less alike.
What can you mean?
Well, you have sense.
What if you were right? What if he feels more?
I never said. Do you want him to feel more?
My feelings about his feelings do not matter if I do not know for a fact what it is he is feeling.
Perhaps you've already gone farther than is wise. Have you not heard of all the trouble that once befell Lady Mary because she chose to marry beneath her station?
No one speaks of marriage, Pen. I am speaking of clarity of thought. I simply would like to know.
But why?
I can accept certain mysteries. I may never know how men came to be considered leaders when women are clearly better suited. I may never understand why the modiste tortures her own clients with tight bodices and scratchy fabrics. I may never even know who is behind Lady Whistledown.
And you can accept such a mystery?
Of course not, but those are mysteries I may never solve. This one with Theo, Mr. Sharp, I can.
But what good will it do? It is not as though you can act on it.
I suppose if I know for sure, it will be a relief. It's the not knowing that makes it feel like torment. To turn over in your mind the events of a mere conversation, to look at all of the evidence and still not be sure. It is a pleasing, stimulating, thrilling kind of torment. Have you ever felt that way?
No. I could only imagine such a thing. A celebratory drink. Have you succeeded already, Colin?
Only if whatever I'm looking for can be found at the bottom of this flask.
I am certain you will find your purpose one day. Everyone must eventually.
Have you found yours?
Of course not. But I imagine it to be something both animated and satisfying. The type of adventure that speaks not to who I am, but rather who I aim to be. My purpose will challenge me to be brave and witty. My purpose will propel me far beyond the watchful glare of my mamma. My purpose shall set me free.
What could possibly measure up to all that? Your dreams are grander than you let on, Pen.
Yes, they are mere fantasies, but I do believe we must allow ourselves those private moments so that we may face reality armed with our reveries.
Lady Crane was right about you.
Lady Crane? What did she say?
That you cared for me. That you would never forsake me. I'm beginning to believe that now. Appears we better now have a piece of cake before it's all gone.
But if I'd not gone on that hunting expedition, I would never have discovered my mines.
Ah, the lady of the hour.
Colin? Cousin Jack?
I was just telling Lord Featherington that my interest in his mines was sparked quite naturally when I viewed that exquisite necklace you wore at my brother's wedding.
Oh, was it?
You make a compelling case, Bridgerton. Allow me to give it some consideration.
I shall eagerly await your response. The rest of the ton is dazzled by your exploits. I only wish to be too. Would you see me out?
I did not know you fancied yourself an investor.
No, even I did not. Yet I am beginning to think differently. I know it is a large sum to risk, but I'm sorely tempted. It is a chance to make a name for myself, as your cousin has done. And once our profits come, both our families will benefit, which is just what makes it so enticing.
You think highly of my family?
I'm not in the habit of consorting with those I hold in low esteem.
Well, I never thought of it like that.
I understand. Our relationship has taken shape so naturally over the years, one could take it for granted. You have always been so constant and loyal, Pen.
I do not believe I deserve such praise for my loyalty.
Does something trouble you?
Not at all.
Oh, I almost forgot. Perhaps I might rely on your loyalty one last time. Until this agreement with your cousin is confirmed, I do not wish for words to get back to Anthony. Could you avoid telling anyone, especially Eloise? I know there are no secrets between you two, but...
Mr. Bridgerton. I did not know we had a caller today.
Miss Penelope was just seeing me out. While I have been talking her to death about matters so foolish, I would blush to share them with anyone else. Come with me.
Colin, it could be thought quite scandalous for the two of us.
There are no gemstone mines in Georgia. Your cousin, Lord Featherington, I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, Pen, but... Well, I have looked into him. I believe he is nothing but a mere charlatan.
What? What are you saying?
I'm saying, if I'm right, then this necklace...
Penelope? Mr. Bridgerton?
What is the meaning of this?
The meaning is... that this necklace is a fraud, made of glass, just like you. How dare you take advantage of these poor ladies, Featherington, without a father or a husband to protect them? It is out of concern for their reputation alone that I will only address this matter in private. But I expect you to return all of the funds you have collected and leave town at once.
Colin.
Are you all right?
I believe so.
Good, because we are dancing. I had been rehearsing that speech in my mind for hours. If your cousin does not return the money and leave your family alone, I will have another thing to say to him.
You're astonishing, Colin. I cannot thank you enough for looking after us.
I will always look after you, Penelope. You are special to me.
As are you. To me.
Penelope Featherington.
The way you were dancing with her looked rather interesting. You're courting the girl, Bridgerton.
Are you mad? I would never dream of courting Penelope Featherington. Not in your wildest fantasies, Fife.
I know. There will always be times when silence is necessary. And of course, times when it is not.
Gentle reader, you thought I was silenced, but you thought wrong. And if there is one thing you should know by now, it is that this author cannot keep quiet for long. Yours truly, Lady Whistledown.